Hello, good evening and a very good afternoon. Welcome to Crafters TV. My name is Ben Moseby and welcome to the final show of your Saturday. And what a cracker it promises to be. I've been loving life here recently because we've been able to bring you so many brand new products. You saw a brand new launch a little bit earlier on launch day. And in the Craft House this afternoon, you are going to see a brand new launch as well. And if you're a fan of this particular show, you'll have seen over the last few weeks and months plenty of great products from Sharon Callis. We've seen loads of her launches previously here on the Craft House. We've seen things like the gorgeous butterflies, which we launched a while back, those beautiful frames. We had some gorgeous sentiments as well very recently. And today we bring you a brand new collection from Sharon Callis, which I think you are going to absolutely love. And as Jan, who is with me for the next 2 hours, I'm sure will agree, this Jan is something really, really different, isn't it?
It sure is, Ben, honestly. And again, I get excited about all of these, but I think, in my opinion, we have saved the best while last. I've been here for 2 full days and I couldn't wait to get my hands on this collection. It's something different, Ben. Look at all the array of beautiful samples that our design team have been playing with, whether it is your card forms, whether it's boxes, whether it's home decor elements. Look at the little one here in the, here we go, look. Absolutely gorgeous. I know our George was just scanning along. I've got another one at this side. They look real. Just
amazing.
Look at those, you know, you can buy these in stores. I've got a set at home from that very famous Swedish store that we all know and love. And honestly, you wouldn't tell the difference with some of these. They are absolutely gorgeous. And we're going to show you how simple they go together. It's a quilling technique, which Sharon's known for with some of her stuff. And they go together beautifully. So yeah, can't wait to get started on the demos, Ben.
It is a mammoth collection that you've got, the Sweet Succulents collection. And as Jan has alluded to, you have got, if you've enjoyed using Sharon's quilling dies in previous collections, you've got a whole host of them within this brand new Sweet Succulent collection. But as a lot of you have already spotted and a lot of you have been chatting about over the course of the last few hours, you've got all of these amazing succulents and, you know, kind of like flowers that you wouldn't normally get. You know, we're all used to seeing sort of like your roses and your peonies and all these kind of things. But in this particular collection, we've got things like the lilac china, we've got your baby aloe, we've got your neon breakers in here, we've got the jade, we've got your swordgrass, we've got the Merry Maiden. And actually, what I love about this collection, not only is it dies, is it stamped, is it embossing folders, but actually it gives you the ability to be able to make beautiful home decor projects, beautiful card projects. And if you just have a look here as well, because we've got so many beautiful finished projects, like Jan was saying, you have got the ability here to make some lovely homemade items for all over your house, honestly, to decorate your home. And I know succulents normally are very easy to take care of, but these succulents particularly, because you can literally use bits and pieces from around the home to plant these in, and away you go. I think these look stunning. You know, to take as home decor pieces for the living room, for the dining room. I think some of these would look nice in the bathroom as well. Absolutely. You've got the ability to make some stunning projects with this collection. £77 or $106. I'll go through the full collection with you in just a few moments' time. But let's get on to some demos with Jan. I'll talk to you about a paper pad, which is also available individually in just a few moments' time, because you're going to see that in the first demo. But let's get started. And I think you're going to be hugely impressed as to how easy it is to make projects like this with this collection. What you got, Jan?
What have we got? Honestly, I can't wait. Honestly, I've just literally dived in. So we're literally going to go two parts to the demo. I'm going to go background with one of the embossing folders. There are several embossing folders in the collection. The first one that I'm going to use is called the Succulent frame.
Yes.
And it is really, really pretty. Just look at the detail.
Wow.
I mean, just to use this as a standalone with a sentiment would look beautiful, but we're going to use this as a background. We're going to dress it up, and then I'm going to show you how to cut and quill those beautiful little succulents. So, piece of watercolour card we started out with. I've done a bit of inking in advance with some of my water reactive inks there, just to give some sort of gradient of colour. And I'm going to pop this in the embossing folder, and we're just going to run this through the Gemini. Take it off its holder, Jan. Don't get too excited and run it all through. Does help, doesn't it? So yeah, just pop that in there. It's a 2D folder, so I'm just going to pop it between my two clear plates, and I've got the junior plates there. Pop them through my big Gemini, because I want to get it through there as quick as possible so that we can get onto something else. And I'll show you what I've done with this to get it to the next level, because I want to concentrate on those little succulents. So you can see there how we've got that gorgeous embossed background going on in there. If I just bring it there.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Yep. And if I just flick it while we're on the camera there, you can see that debossed side is just as nice. So that's as far as we got with it at that stage. And if I bring in the one that I've actually completed, you can see that I've just took it a little step further. I've added some black ink just to define the edge, and then just lightly touched it with some gilding wax. You can just see that pick up in the light there around the edge. Okay, so that's my embossing folder element done. So we've got that ready to go, matte and layered on a little bit of black to form part of the background. So we'll leave that to one side. And then I'm going to bring in these amazing dies. So I've chosen 3 of them for my first demo. We're going to go with Lilac China, the Neon Breaker, and the Merry Maiden. So I've learned so much about succulents since I started playing with this collection. And then I'm also going to bring in some of the papers, and Ben will have a flick through this in detail, but they're basically graded. So it's almost as if you've done your beautiful inky backgrounds, but you're getting the 2-tone, 3-tone effects on them. Double-sided, perfect, because obviously when we do the quilling technique, you can see both sides of it, so you don't have to worry about one side being coloured, one side being plain. So let's have a look then. We're going to take Lilac China, and this is what these look like in real life. So you get how much metal. I mean, look again on my hand, this is actually as long as my hand, but you get the both sides of it. So you only need to pass it through your machine once. So literally, we're going to pop this one onto the yellowy colour, and I'm just going to grab my tape out of there to seal it down.
And quilling traditionally, as I understand it, is something normally which is quite difficult to do, isn't it?
I wouldn't necessarily say difficult, Ben, but it can be quite time consuming.
Right.
And traditional quilling goes back years and years and years.
Oh.
This is sort of a modern day version of the quilling technique, but actually making more of a 3D project. So I'm just going to line these up, and then I'm going to bring my big plates back in, because I'll be able to cut all 3 of these at once on the big plate. So this one is the neon breaker, and again, look at the size of them. They're a good size die, and then we're going to literally quill them up and get them cut out so that we can see what's happening. So let me just get them all ready, and then I'm going to bring the big plates back in, because I'm hoping I can get all these in one go. And then you can see how they're all different shaped petals on them. Okay,
wow.
So this one's got a really long thin petal on here, so let's pop that one onto the darker colour.
I love that name, the neon breaker.
Yes.
I think that's known as the Echeveria, isn't it? Because during the season it changes in colour from bright pink to a deep
I
purple.
thought you were sneezing then, Ben.
What?
Echeveria.
Yeah.
It's just showing off now.
I've been doing a bit of research.
Have you?
No, I've just been looking, because obviously some of the names I recognise, but then I thought, well, neon breaker.
Yeah, I hadn't heard of some of these.
What a cool name is that?
Yeah. So I'm literally, because I've got all of these, I'm going to bring out the big guy, and I'm hoping, I think we can pretty much get them all on. We'll have a go and see if they'll all go through in one pass. So literally thin metal dies, okay, and then pop those through the Gemini. So we'll just get all those cut, and then I will show you how to put them together. And it's the same process no matter what you're doing. So I'll quill one of them to show you, and then I've got the other couple already made. So we'll start with the yellow one, because you'll be able to see that one better on the camera. So don't worry about if you can hear that crunching going on. It's because I've put so much metal through there, and it is just the pressure from the machine doing its job. So it's nothing to worry about. But you can see now that we've got these, if I just take them off here, we've got what we need to actually quill with. So we've got one, put those to one side. One piece comes out looking like so. We have got the next one, and these have just cut out beautifully there. You can see that one. If
you want the paper pad, you can see bottom of your screen now, details for that just come up for you, $5.99 or $7.95 individually. It's obviously worth getting along with your collection, and actually it might well be worth getting a few of these, because again, once you see how easy it is to use with this quilling system, you'll be quilling like you've never quilled before, and it obviously is the consumable from this collection, so make sure you get lots, because I bet you loads of that stock will go over the course of the next 2 hours. I love the colours of the one you got on your closest to you on the right hand side.
Yeah, I was going to work with this one, because I think it's the easiest one to see. Now it's going to take a little while to do them all, so as I say, I've got some of them already prepared, because it's the same technique. Now what you do with the petals does differ slightly. So what I've actually got in my toolkit, I've just brought my little felt mat, and I've got a couple of my ball tools from the flower forming kit. Okay, so depending on the shape of the die and the petal, different things with them. So this one has got a really nice round petal, so what I'm going to do with it is just pop it onto my foam mat and literally give it a little bit of shaping. And I'm going to do at the back on this particular one, because I want those petals to sort of curl backwards. Okay, but then when you get to the other side, we're going to fold these together.
Yes.
So because we're folding it together, I'm actually going to do this one on the right side, and you'll see what I mean in a second when we put it together.
I know you're going to get to it in a minute though, but do you need like a special tool once you get to the...
You certainly do. I'm going to show you that in a second, Ben, all right? So once we've got this on, and this sort of negates the need to start inking.
Yeah.
If you have, you haven't got the paper, if you're not running to the paper pad and you're using plain cardstock, I could have cut this in yellow and just inked the tips of it with my water reactive ink to get that two-tone effect. But honestly, it's so easy to use with the paper pad. Why not pop that in? And then I just wanted to quickly mention the Merry Maiden. This one's slightly different. It's got a long, thin petal, and it's put, it's very dark on there. Let's see if we can get our George to just get in. It's got a score line. Can you just see in the centre of the petal there? We've got that score line. What we're actually going to do is just nip it and squish Can you see how I've just squished it in? Let me move it off the black. Let me move that for a second.
Oh, just squish the...
I'm going to do it again, look. Pop it where the score line is and nip it to actually make it nice and thin. I've sort of like squeezed it in half. I'm using that line that's in it to just nip it, and it's all building shape to the type of petal. So the first one I've rounded with the ball tool. This one I'm just going to do each petal in turn and just nip down that little score line all the way to the end. And then remember, when you get to the other side, you're going to flip it over and do it the other way. All right, so this one, I'm actually sort of folding downwards the same, but I've turned it over. Okay, and the reason being is we're actually going to fold this in half along that dotted score line, so that eventually when you get them all together, they're all facing the same way. So they're now all nipped this way because I turned it over. And all the work's been done where each one, can you see how the one from behind fits in between the one that you've got on top? So you get a whole row of them. I've not actually nipped all of them because I've got this one ready made, but you've got that whole row of them where they all sit nicely, one inside the other, ready to quill.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll just pop that to one side, and I'm going to come back to the yellow one because, as I say, I think this one's easier for you to see. Now, your quilling tool is simply a tool for rolling and you may have seen this. We've got some quilling flowers in our range, and we brought out our own tool, and it's got a little tiny gap right in the end here. There's like a gap cut down the end of it here, and what we're going to do is really difficult. It's very narrow.
What, is it like the eye in the eye of a needle?
No, it's actually like a slit all
Yeah.
the way down it, because what we're going to do is we're going to pop it onto the paper.
Okay.
I'll show you in a second, all right? So this one we've done the shaping, and again, where that little line is down the centre, I'm just going to nip this all the way down and pop it together. Now, you can stick this together if you want, but it's not necessary really. But can you see how these are cupped up? And because I worked on the other side, the back ones are now cupped up as well. If I'd have done all that work on the same side, these would have been cupped the wrong way.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Uh-huh.
Yeah? So we're good to go. We've got our strip at the ready. So all I'm going to do now is bring in my tacky glue, okay, bring in my quilling tool, and what I like to do is just give this a good burnish to make sure that it's lying nice and flat down that centre line. And then I'm going to run a bead of glue all the way from the large petal right the way down, and I'm going to stop just short of the end there. I've left probably about a quarter of an inch at the end,
yeah,
because that's where I'm going to insert my quilling tool. Okay, so let me just pop the pin in the top of there so that we don't get that dried up, and then where that little slit is in the tool, it will slide onto your paper. So if I can get it in the right place.
So if you
there.
didn't have one of these, then sorry, I might. Could you use a pair of tweezers then to do it?
You could, yeah. If you've got the best ones for it, are the inverted tweezers.
Right.
So the reverse ones that are already cut. So these ones, you'd put them on, and when
Yeah.
you let go, it nips them and holds it for you.
Oh, right, yes.
Yeah?
So you're not having to.
But the quilling
squeeze
tool's made especially, and literally, I'm right-handed, so I hold my quilling tool in my right hand, and I've got my work just supported with the left one. And all I'm going to do is turn the quilling tool and start rolling.
Mm-hmm.
And as I'm rolling, I'm just keeping those petals pushed to one side, so sort of slightly holding them back on themselves,
Rolling.
trying to keep this edge
Yeah.
nice and straight as I come down this line.
Okay.
All right, so literally, and the glue's going to grab it now,
Yeah.
and it's just going to hold it all in place. So you can
Ooh, look
see,
at this.
if I show you underneath, you can see how that bit's getting bigger now underneath. So we're going to end up with a nice base that we can work on. Okay. And I've just realised I've not put my glue gun on. I need to get the hot glue gun on, but I'll sort that out in a second.
Could you, sorry, I'm asking loads of questions here.
It's okay.
If you decided you wanted to make a bigger succulent, could you then do another and attach it to the end
Absolutely.
there? Right.
Absolutely. Okay, I've just gone slightly off. There we go. So when you get to the end, just wrap it round and hold it in place for a second just to let that glue grab. I've done a really bad job there. What have I done? There we go. I think we'd just come off. My glue's, I thought I know what's happened. I've been chatting away. The glue's dried at this end. That's where I started. I'm going to say something wasn't right there. but it's just because that's the end I started at, and it's actually dried out before I got there.
Hot studio lights.
Yeah, so again, just make sure you get to the end, and then you want that last little bit. I tend to just hold it with my thumb until that glue's grabbed. So with the tacky glue, it just takes a second or two to grab. And then you can see here inside, we've got all these lovely petals that we can now rearrange, just tease them into place. And you've got that gorgeous little cacti there all ready to go with the gradient of colour in it.
So brilliant.
Okay, and then once that's dry, you can literally just tease it off the edge of your quilling tool. Phenomenal. And then just pop these into position so that you've got all those gaps filled in and you've got your first one made. So you can see there how you've got that gradient going on.
Yeah, brilliant.
And then when I bring the other two, we cut the one that I'd pinched all the petals in. All right, I've not actually done the pinching on this one, but you can see what it looks like there. And then the third one, okay, this one was the Lila China one. No, this is the neon. Sorry, this is the neon breaker.
The neon breaker, yeah.
Okay, and when that one's actually quilled up together again, you've got that lovely.
Ooh.
So we can see how we've already got those three different, completely different looking ones.
They look great together.
That look, you know, they look real. I just think if you didn't know, if you were looking at these from a distance, you would think that they were actually real. So let's have a go at popping those together now. We're going to bring that background back in. Let me just put, whoops, my glue pin back in there. And I've got a couple of mats and layers. So we've got a background layer. We're going to go with the Callis.
I've forgotten, you've already embossed, haven't you, with one of the embossing folders?
I did, yep. So that's going to be part of the background. So let's just pop that on there.
Yep.
And just stick that one down on there.
Could you, just going back to your quilling, Eleanor's asking, could you use the red liner tape instead of the glue?
You can,
But I suppose with that you've got to be accurate, haven't you? Quite.
It will grab straight away, but yeah, the little 3mm one is ideal. It's the perfect width to just go along here. And yes, the next one I do, I'll show you with the liner tape, works just the same. And again, you've got that reassurance that everything's going to stick in place. If you prefer to work with that, next one that I quill, I'll do with that one.
And Julie says, do you do it tight or do you do it loose?
It wants to be reasonably tight. I'll show you the back of them in a second. It does actually want to be together. So I tend to keep it taut as I'm going along. So again, I'm going to pop that one on that we emboss. And I've just, as I say, added a little bit of gold gilding wax around there just to give it a bit of effect on the edges. And mat and layer these up. And then we're going to use those gorgeous succulents.
Another quick question, keep sticking. Rebecca says, do you need to hold the quilling tool with a lot of pressure, Jan? I'm asking you because my hands are quite painful at times. Not
Particularly, no. The actual rolling part is sort of more like a thumb and finger action, so I'm literally just rolling it between my fingers.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of pressure involved. This hand does the supporting, so I tend to rest on my finger, and it's literally that one hand rolling across and the other finger supporting it. And again, if you're left-handed, it would just be the other way around. You would use this in your left hand to do the rolling and support with your right hand.
Fine.
So it's not particularly, I've not got a really strong grip on this. It's just enough to roll it between your fingers. So it's something that you perhaps would need to try and see how you get on with it. So I've just got a couple of little bits of embellishments then. We're just going to pop, I've made a couple of little banners to go on the top there with that paper that was left over from the background. And I've just realised, as I say, I don't think I've got my glue gun on. So I'll put it all in place and then I'll come back to you, Ben, and while you're chatting, I'll just grab the glue gun and put them together.
Okie dokie.
Because I think that's going to be the best way to put the actual succulents onto the card and keep them in place. So I'll just place them on to show you the design. And then I'll go chase the glue gun. So we're just going to pop those on there. And then also in the set, there is a beautiful stamp and die set.
Oh,
so this one's just called Succulents. And in here, you get a mixture of gorgeous stamps. So let me just get that white again to show you. So you've got some foliage going on in here, some leaves, you've got some floral elements, you've got that gorgeous terrarium shape, and you've also got some sentiments on the bottom of here. And they're really tuned into the actual collection, because we've got things like, sorry for being prickly.
Oh, get it, yeah.
Yeah, we've
Good
got,
one.
I'm rooting for you.
I got it.
Yeah, we've got stuck on you. So they're all sort of around that theme, they are great. So what I've done is I've stamped out just some little pieces, and you can see we've got the one with the little beads on, we've got the one with the branch on, and I did have another one, but I think it's, oh, here we go. I've got the one with the leaves on as well there. So just to add a little bit of foliage in there. You also get the dies with them to cut them out. Okay, so let's just pop those to one side again. And I'm just going to put these, and as I say, I'm just going to place them. Our Tracy, bless her, is frantically trying to sort me glue gun out.
Oh, I thought we were going to get away with it.
Oh, bless her, no, she's my little helper, bless her.
Tracy just brought the glue gun in.
And she's doing her best to get it all sorted out. You're a star. Thank you, my lovely.
There's been a lot of crawling around in the studio this week behind the scenes to get everything sorted, and appreciate all of the work that our team put in. Thank you, Tracy.
So literally, I'm just going to place these on, and then I will stick them down while Ben's going through some of the design. And then any sentiments that you've got in your stash that you want to add to it, I've just got an especially for you on this one. So it could be a thank you, it could be a birthday one, whatever you've got lying around to supplement the ones that we've got on here. I just wanted to add this in at the bottom. So that's going to be my finished effect.
Gorgeous.
So I'm just going to wait for that glue gun to heat up a little bit, Ben, while you go through the collection, and then I'll stick these into place once it's hot.
It's really busy on the comments. We'll say a few hellos because we've not said hello yet. Laurie's in from Gilbert, Arizona. Seal Marshall's in from, have I got this right? Rehoboth Beach, Delaware. Have I said that right? I don't think I have. Dawn Barry says, hi everyone, got here early tonight so I could get a good seat. Laura's in from Richmond, Virginia. Evelyn from Colorado. Roberta from Connecticut. And there's loads of love for this collection. Eve says, look at these succulents. Looking at them makes me just want to smile. Can't wait to see these, says Robbie. I love everything Sharon Callis brings to us, says Kay. And Heidi Craft Picnic on YouTube saying, hi everyone, I'm so excited about Sharon's collection. It is so gorgeous. Sarah's Creations on YouTube says, my kind of plants, you can't kill them. I mean, particularly with succulents in real life. It was one of the first plants that we got for my little boy, actually, because he wanted a plant to look after. We thought, is he going to water it? So we got him a cactus, and it's been fine so far. But these ones, of course, you won't have to do anything with, and they will last forever, because once you've created them, you don't need to water them. You can just leave them there and just enjoy them. And honestly, as you've seen already, they are so realistic and so easy to create too. Let me quickly go through all of the goodies that we've got within the show. I've put them in order, Georgina, so it should make your life very, very easy for you. I've been a very good boy, so you should find that you'll have no trouble keeping up with my next bit of the presentation. So, this is the deal for all of them. However, if you want to go individually, the details will be coming up on your screen for you here. First is the Lila China. Lila? Tomato?
I pronounced it Lila China, yeah. It sounded right. I don't know. Don't know whether it is.
Lila, tomato, potato. $9.99 or $12.95 if you want to go for that quilling die, which gives you the opportunity to make this beautiful succulent. Next is the baby aloe, which is the aloe. Is it? That's aloe vera, isn't it? Where you get your aloe vera from. So baby aloe is $9.99 or $12.95. Next up is your neon breaker. I think this is my fave. Why do you have to be a neon breaker? Which is the one which changes colour, as we all found about earlier on with my great succulent knowledge. So that's $9.99 or $12.95. By the way, I've put these all in order, and the guys in the gallery, George and George, are going, oh, it's going to go wrong in a minute. I bet you've messed it up. Next up is the jade. Good, that was right. $9.99 or $12.95 if you want to go for that individually. Then I think you'll find we have the swordgrass. Really loving that. And again, look at the die itself. It's fantastic, isn't it? $9.99 or $12.95. And the last of your dies is the Merry Maiden, which we saw just a few moments ago. $9.99 or $12.95 individually for that. Next, we move on to some more dies that we've got within the collection, which are... So obviously with these, for whatever reason, I'm thinking more of these as home decor pieces initially, but obviously you can make cards as well. We've got a plant pot. To go with this as well. So if you want to go for the plant pot die, super useful. That is $9.99 or $12.95. Then also available individually, you've got this little set here, which is your gift and pot labels. So again, if you are creating these to kind of give as gifts to be able to label up your succulents as well, those are absolutely perfect for that. $7.99 or $9.95. That's a good one to go for if you are just picking and choosing your succulents. And then lastly, in the dies, you've got your plant pot pokes. I didn't know these were called plant pot pokes. I just thought they were called little, I don't know, little plant pot signs.
Efficient earlier. I thought you knew all that, yeah?
Oh, no,
honestly.
I know my succulents. I don't know my plant pot
Pokes.
but now I do. $4.99 or $6.95 if you want to go for that individually. Next up, we're going to move on to your embossing folders. Now, we've already seen a snapshot of these. I'm sure we'll see more of them as we head through the show, but we have got for you the first one here, which is your Geo with wire trellis. I'll flip this around. They're still going in my ear. They're still going in my ear. Oh, I wonder if he's got it right. So that's your Geo wire trellis. These are a great buy individually, actually, if you can't afford the full collection. $3.99 or $7.95. Then next up, have I got it right? Yeah, your succulent frame. This is the one that Jan used just a few moments ago in that last demo. That is $3.99 or $7.95. Then we've got your garden frame, which again is really gorgeous. You've got that beautiful frame there with the succulents on the outside, or the flowers, and then you've also got your terrarium. I knew I was going to get this wrong. Terrarium. Terrarium.
That's the one.
Terrarium. It's just $3.99. That's the little glass dangly houses, isn't it? Like mini greenhouses, aren't they? Terrariums.
Terrariums.
Yeah. A great succulent and terrarium, not terrarium knowledge. $3.99 or $7.95. Then we've also got individually the succulents. So I won't open this one up, but this is the one that Jan just showed you a few moments ago. You know, the die and stamp set with all the cute little sentiments, which are obviously relevant to all of the succulents. That's what comes in that collection. So you've got all of those included, 30 elements in total. For $19.99 or $24.95. Do we just quickly as well want to have a look at the paper pad individually? Okay, let's have a look at the collection altogether. So everything that I've just shown you, you can go for individually. However, you love it all, right? Go for the collection, because look at the value. You're saving over £41, you're saving over $58, and you get everything that I have just shown you right there. 10% of a big stock has gone, 10% of a launch stock has gone, and you can understand why. Loads of you, I think, are in the sort of mood at the minute to be able to create flowers. We've been seeing lots of shows recently with floral decoupage, with foam flowers, and actually, those are all brilliant. I love the fact that we can create kind of all of those well-known flowers, if you like, your roses and your peonies and your carnations and your daffs and all these kind of things. But this is just something a little bit different, something that you don't see every day. And I think that's why loads of you are loving this collection. Loads of you are loving the ability to be able to create home decor projects like this. And it's great, isn't it? We've all got little pots at home that we can, you know, fill up and pop our little flowers into. We've all got little jars at home that we can create our own little terrariums with. We've all got little bits and pieces at home that we can use to create some wonderful standout pieces. I mean, look at this one here, for example. Absolutely gorgeous, with just, you know, a selection of the different succulents that we've got there, all popped into that gorgeous pot there with a little sentiment on. Just stunning. Whether it be cards, whether it be these home decor projects, I love this. I mean, look at this as well. Let me just bring this one forward so you can see properly on the close. Look at that. Absolutely stunning as a gift idea for somebody. I just think that is amazing. And again, using all of the different kind of layers and textures of the different succulents that you got. I love that swordgrass. I think that's brilliant. So lifelike, so true to life. And again, look how they all perfectly match each other. It's not a case, again, of I don't think of you going, oh, well, which one goes with which? They all work perfectly. As you'll see with Jan's finished card in a second, they all work brilliantly together. What you will need to do, though, as well as getting the main collection, is go for the paper pad that we've got with you. Because if you're looking at the succulents that we've got so far and you're thinking, I love those colours, that's where this paper pad comes in. And it obviously has been used, or sorry, created rather, so that you can use it in conjunction with those quilling dyes, because you can see that you've got all of those sort of gradients of colour that allow you to be able to really bring to life the succulents that you've got within those quilling dyes. So I really, really love that and think it's an absolute must. It's a need. You must have that in your basket as well as your main collection. $5.99 or $7.95. Now, before we just go back over to Jan, Georgina has just said in my ear, you need to know the stock update on this, because apparently you have been obliterating the stock of this paper pad. $50% of the stock of the papers gone.
30 minutes in.
Yes, 30 minutes in. Get that with your main collection, multi-order that, because that will go, and get checking out your baskets for your succulent collection too. I've got more questions coming in and more comments, but let's go back to Jan. So when we left, she was just sticking the succulents together on that beautiful card that she created, and I think you're just about done, Jan, aren't you?
Yeah, I was just waiting for the glue gun to heat up, because I think when you've got an embellishment like this that's got so much dimension to it, the glue gun's actually the best one, in my opinion, to get that stuck down. So that's that finished sample. And then I'm going to go straight into the next one, because I want to show you, first of all, I want to go through all the different dyes, because they do, although the quilling technique is the same, they actually work slightly differently depending on what finished result. So I've picked two of the others now. We're going to have a look at the jade and the sword grass. I absolutely love this one. Honestly, they're all brilliant, but this just really sort of appealed to me, and especially when I show you how to get the shaping and everything.
Yeah.
This one quills slightly different. So let's have a look at them in turn then. Before we just actually get to that, I'm just going to run one of the other embossing folders through to show you what it looks like as a background again. So we've got that gorgeous garden frame in this one. So this is what it looks like as far as the actual embossing folder. Again, 2D embossing folder. So let me just run that one through to show you what it looks like. And I've got one inked up at the ready that we're going to use as a background feature and then work on top. So just the two clear plates then for that 2D embossing folder. We'll pop that through there. And then I've taken some plain green cardstock for the grass, and I've got some of the darker one to run the jade through. So let's have a look on here then. When we take this one out, you've got that beautiful detail. And again, it's on white card, but when I show it you when it's been inked, you can see there you've got that detail on it. But then when you bring it in with a little bit of ink on, you can see how it brings out that gorgeous detail in there. So we've got the lovely circle with the succulents at the bottom, a little bit of stitch detail, top and bottom. And I'm going to mat and layer that on some cardstock just to bring out that colouring in the ink to give us our background to work on. Okay, so that's how far we've got with that one. And then I want to get back to those gorgeous dies. So let me pop all these bits to one side again. I'm going to go back to the bigger plates for this one. So what I need then is the jade. And when I show you the die, I just want to show you the difference here. So when we started out with the others, this was the Merry Maiden from the first one. Can you see how it's got a double here? And we folded it in half to make that piece to quill. Yeah? Mm-hmm. So this one's actually different. If you look at this one, I'll pop it over the cardstock here. Can you see how it's got 4 tracks in the middle there?
Yeah.
Yep. And I'm going to explain why with that one. So let me just pop those back together. So we're going to cut this one out onto here. And then I'm also going to cut the sword grass, which is just a single. So, you know, they are different in the way that they look. So this one's just got a single piece because there's just the one layer that we're going to quill round and make that little circle at the bottom. So don't think that there's something wrong. Okay, that one's going to go on here. I'm just keeping my producer awake now with that ripping it off there.
She's just gone, I was awake anyway. I'm engrossed.
So let's just get those stuck down and we'll pass those now. Will they both fit? Not quite. So I'm going to bring those bigger plates in again just to whip them through.
So I'll tell you what we'll do as well in a minute. Once you finish this demo,
Yep.
we're getting so many questions coming. So
Yep,
after
by
this
all
demo,
means.
we'll have a little question and answer session again,
Yep.
because I think those have proved quite useful. Lynn just saying, is Sold Out Jan giving out these buy the collection vibes again? Well, it is certainly going that way, particularly with the paper pad. Yeah, Sell Out Jan is working the magic again.
It's just something different, isn't it?
Yes.
Honestly.
Lakieta just saying, Sell Out Jan, at it again. Better check out before you miss out. Do you like your new nickname, Sell Out Jan?
Sell Out Jan. I could have worse nicknames. Okie doke. So let's just take, whoops-a-daisy, literally just popping those off there. Get rid of those plates for a second. All right, and then we'll just get those out of the that bit there, and this one out of, oh, they're just literally falling out, look.
Oh, I love that
Get
grass.
away with the tape. And I love this one. When you see it go together, it just fascinates me. It's been very cleverly done. So again, it is very delicate, so just be careful with it. But those are the two, that's what they look like. So we've got that one, and I've got my sword grass. So we'll take them one at a time. So we'll do the grass first. And I said I would use the tape on this one just to show you how this works. So again, that 3mm is perfect for this. So again, along the bottom here, I'm going to run this all the way down. Now, if you want to add a little bit of ink, because we use plain cardstock for this one, if you want to add a little bit of ink, I would do that before you actually start to quill. And I'm just going to stop short of the end. Again, I've just left a tiny, tiny little gap to get my quilling tool on at the end there. All right, and you can take all this off at once, or you can just pull some of it back to get you started there. Okay. So again, we're going to take that quilling tool and slot it where the little slot is. It just fits in between the tool. So I've got part of the metal at the back and part of the metal at the front, and it slots in between. So again, not particularly applying pressure to it. I am literally just going to turn it and start rolling. Now, the beauty of having the red line tape means that you've got an instant grab there. So if you prefer to do it this way, absolutely fine. It's not going to go anywhere, whereas the wet glue, particularly with the tacky glue, you just need a second or two for it to grab. Yeah. And the best way of using the tacky glue is to actually run that bead of glue down here and leave it for a couple of seconds to what we call cure. And that's where it gets its name from, because it goes tacky and then it's got your best sort of grab facility on it. So again, just peel this back as you need it if you don't want to take it off, because if you're anything like me, you end up stuck to it instead of it being quilled. Yeah, so gently does it, and then when we get to the end, I'm happy to take the rest of that off, but I'm trying to keep this rolled edge here parallel with the bottom on this particular one. Okay, so literally just roll it all the way to the end.
I think that almost looked easy with the red line tape.
Possibly. Again, it's one of those things that I would advise you to try both. Yeah. And then you adopt whatever is best for you. So you can see we've actually got it going on there now, literally.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and you think, well, it looks like a bit of nothingness. So again, once it's done, I usually put one finger either side of the quilling tool and just wiggle the tool until it comes out. And that's why I don't put the red line tape right to the very end, because you don't want the quilling tool stuck inside here when you've finished. Okay, and then if you take your bone folder. Yeah. And what I'm going to do is just literally splay it out a little bit so I can get to it. But then just take your bone folder to it, and I've got it with my thumb over it. Yeah. And this will start, you know, have you ever done it with the, when you've wrapped presents and you've run the scissors down the bows? The bows, yeah. And all it does is give it, can you see how it's sort of getting a little bit of shape? Rather than it all just being stuck up in the middle, I'm literally just teasing it out so that you've got a little bit of shape to it. So is it similar?
So the way that you're making, I think it's the colour of it. It reminds me, I know it's called sword grass, but is that a different name for pampas grass? Like, it reminds me of that, pampas grass.
I don't know. As I say, I'm not particularly up on Pampas,
Pampas.
Pampas,
Yeah,
is it? Pampas grass.
Yeah, big. They've got really sort of rough textured,
She's on it.
sort of grassy leaves. And if you get caught on them, they can be quite painful. But that looks like a pampas grass to me.
But can you see how it's gone from being very straight? These are the ones that have just come straight off the quilling thing.
Yeah.
Until you've got something that actually looks a bit more realistic going on.
Yeah,
Okay?
really love it.
So absolutely gorgeous there. So again, we've got this one. Now for the other one that we've got, let me just get rid of that. So to go back to the jade here, again, we've got two elements in here. So again, I'm going to fold it in the middle. Okay, so we've got that central line and we've actually got two sort of strips almost at either side. Yep. Now, if you want to do any shaping on this, just like I showed you with the first one, just take your mat, use your ball tool and work on, we'll not have one that big, Jan. Work on the back on one of them. And all I'm doing is literally rubbing that ball tool round just to give it a little bit of, no leaves are completely flat. So it just makes them look a little bit more realistic and it's worth taking the time just to go down. And then once you've done one side, flip it over and then do your other side. Okay, so let's just pop that all the way down. Now this one we're going to quill slightly differently. So let's get that one into the quilling tool then. So we've got it in the middle there. Okay, and again I'm going to go back to the wet glue. So I'm going to flick between the two all the way through the demos and run this down again. I'll do halfway and then do the other half because it dried out a wee bit last time. But this one, I'm going to slot that tool onto the end here, just the same as we did before.
Yeah.
But this time, instead of keeping this end parallel, I'm almost going to sort of like corkscrew it.
Okay.
So I'm literally going to start and work at an angle.
Just to say as well, because a lot of you have been asking, apparently, including Susan, do you get the tool with the set? You don't get the quilling tool with the set, and sadly, we haven't got them in stock currently. But as you can see, and we've shown, you can use tweezers, and you can actually, you can pick up quilling tools, I would have thought, fairly cheaply from other outlets. But as I say, for the time being, you could have a go with tweezers. Anything else you could use if you didn't have a quilling tool? You could use a poke. You couldn't really use a pokey tool, could you?
No, because you need that grip on either side of it. Yeah. But can you see how this one's forming like a little cone at the end? Because I want those petals to sort of get higher up as I go. In fact, I've gone the wrong way. Just bear with me a second. I want to go that way. Yeah, I'm going to go this way. What I want is to get those petals higher. So can you see how they're actually climbing rather than being all tight together?
Yeah.
So again, just bring that glue back on there. It's drying out so fast and it's sort of going higher as I get along, which is why you've got that double edge at the bottom. So the nature of this one, you're going to get like a tall effect.
Yeah.
And again, once you splay out those edges a little bit, oops, let me just hold that glue, wiggle that off the end again, and you can see there, if I bring the one in that I did earlier again, you can see how you're getting that sort of longer shape with them, which is the nature of that particular one.
Yes.
All right, so we've got our grass going on there, we've got this one going on. I'm just going to shape another one of these for you, and then I've got a couple of extras that I've already done with the... So again, all I did with this was just splay it out with your fingers. Yeah. And then really gently, because you don't want to tug this off, just literally thumb over the top, and I'm using the edge of that bone folder to just add a little bit of shape to it rather than it just be flat. Yeah. Gives it a bit more realistic, and it wants to go in all different directions. You know, don't try and get it too uniform. Literally a bit facing this way, a bit facing that way, and you've got something that looks much more realistic. You know, this could actually be, you know, like I say, when you see them in the pots like this, they look real. I know. Nobody would know until they went up close and actually, that's made of paper. You know, it really does. So for making home decor items, they look great. So we've got that little collection going on there. We've got a little bit of matting and layering to do. Again, I've just picked up some scraps of paper. So we've got the one to go on the front here. Whoops. So again, Kalal just to put this together. And we're going to go on the front there. Whoops.
Thank you, Sue, as well, who says There was a quilling tool in the monthly craft kit number 5, if any of you have that one. So there you go. You might have a quilling tool without even knowing it.
Yeah.
It was in kit number 5, so there you go. Teresa just saying, I love these. I ordered them yesterday. The collection really has me so excited with ideas, says Joy. Love the look of the grass, says Kay. And Joy, again, just saying, thank you for showing us how to work with these beauties. We'll get your questions answered in a second, but safe to say there is a lot of love for this collection. It's just so
different, isn't it? Yeah.
So different to anything we've seen before.
So again, we've got that, and we're going to put this one on the front here. I've just sort of taken half of this off. I've got a couple of little bits just to stick on the inside again. I got a bit carried away with my flags on this one. It's just a great way of using the scraps up if you've got little bits left. So just to add a little bit of interest to the inside there, I'm just going to pop those on that inside where you're going to pop your sentiment. And then I just want to stick the embossed folder halfway. So we're literally just going to put glue on one side of this here. So I'm literally going to mark with my finger and then just put the glue on the side that sticks to the card, and the other side is going to overlap slightly. So that's the base made. And then again, I'm going to go with that glue gun, not the heat gun, and we're going to pop some of those succulents together. So I'm going to make a little cluster this time that go sort of towards the top here. We're going to have a little cluster of them going on. We've got the jade in there, we've got the grasses in there, and you can just see how we're making up those little clusters again. I've got a bit of that foliage, so you can add a bit more, just like we stamped on that one. A couple of little pieces to pop in, just to add a bit more dimension to it. And then again, you know, whatever you've got in your stash, I've used one of those little dies to cut out the shape, typed a missing you on this one, and then I've got a little tiny bit of ribbon. So again, I'm just going to do some sticking, Ben, to make an arrangement here. All right, while you carry on, and then I'll show you that finished one when we've got it all stuck together.
All right, let me read a few more comments. Then once we've seen the finished card in a second, once Jan has stuck it all together, we'll do some more of your questions as well. But there's lots of love for this collection coming in. Sue just saying on Facebook, look how many ways that you can use this collection. Absolutely, versatility again is the key with this collection. Cindy on Facebook saying, these succulents look fantastic and that paper pad is beautiful. You absolutely need the paper pad. You've got to get the paper pad if you're going for this collection. It's an absolute must. Kathy Myers on Facebook just saying, that's why I got my order in fast, because Sellout Jan loves her work. It's so beautiful. Do you know what as well? We've chatted about cards. You've seen cards. I'll take you through some more of the home decor pieces in just a second. But Mary Pat on YouTube just saying, imagine that grass on scrapbooking layout.
Yep.
So what I'm talking about, so much versatility. Teresa's already placed an order. Connie says, I love these succulents. I have to make some for my daughters. They're amazing, says Adriana. So realistic. And Tansy Pansy on YouTube says, I have loads of plastic domes for cards.
Oh, they would look good, wouldn't they?
That you used to be able to make your little shakers and stuff with. I think these would look great, fun, encapsulated like they are in a mini terrarium. Did I get it right this time?
Yes. Terrarium, well done, yeah.
Tansy Pansy, I love that idea. That would be perfect, creating your own little mini terrarium on a card. That's a lush idea. I really like that a lot. You definitely need, Tansy Pansy, if you're getting this collection, which I'm sure you probably are, you definitely need to do that. And once you've made it, send us a picture in, because we would love to see it. As I say, we'll do the questions in just a second, just as we're watching Jan put the finishing touches to this card. Remember, the full collection launched, well, literally almost an hour ago now, and you are loving it. 46 elements. It is those beautiful quilling dies. It's embossing folders. It's stamps. It is all sorts within the collection. You've got the ability to be able to make all of those succulents. We've got dies that will then help you to decorate your cards. We've got the gorgeous embossing folders. Should be $118.86 or $164.30. You are £77 or $106. And I say it all the time, I know I do, with launch products. You're saving $41.86 or $58.30. You know, in the real world, normally when a new product is launched, say like, for example, I don't know, it's the latest smartphone. Yeah. You never have the launch day of the latest smartphone and they go, oh, well, you're just going to save £40. They sell it to you at full price.
Yep.
So, I mean, we're brilliant here, aren't we? The fact that we launch and we slash the prices down for you. And yet, don't forget that price that you're seeing on screen there is not even the price you pay, because if you're in our club, you will never pay that price because you're always getting a discount. Platinum members, £61.60 less your 20%, $84.80 if you're shopping with us in the States. That is unbelievable. Unbelievable for something which launched 52 minutes ago, and for a collection that lets you make things like this. Look at that.
So again, just use that hot glue to add that little arrangement on the top, and then we've got this with the embossing folder showing at the bottom there. So just again, and then I'm going to move on with the next one. We're going to move away from the cards. I wanted to do a couple of cards to get you going, and then we've got some other ideas to throw into the mix as well.
I love that.
Okay.
I was hoping you were going to say that, because I'm thinking I'm loving the cards, but we're going to see something else as well, I am sure. Another amazing Sharon Callis collection, says Mary Kelly. The colours in this collection are beautiful, says Hannah Law. 20% of the stock gone, says me. That is where we're up to. 20% of the launch stock has gone. What are you getting? I hear you cry. Well, let me tell you, all of these available individually for you should you want to go individually, but you're going to get all of these quilling dies. You've seen the process. You've seen how easy it is to do and how you can create these life-like succulents. So within the collection, all of these gorgeous succulents, the Lila China. You've then also got your baby aloe in here. Hello. You've then got your, why do I have to be a neon breaker? Neon breaker. You've got your jade in there. You've then also got that swordgrass that we've just seen. I think that might be my fave. I think it might
like
be.
the grass.
The grass is brilliant. You've just seen that, so that's available for you. And then you've also got your Merry Maiden. So all of those you've seen, super duper easy to create all of those succulents. Next up, we had a question about the plant pot die. So this is basically a 2D, so it's not to put your stuff in, it's for the front of your card, basically. Whoever asked a question about the die, I'll actually show you. I've got a card over here that I can show you in just a second with that on. So you've got your plant pot die, you've then got your gift pots, and your gift and your pot labels. So again, to label up, if you do decide to put these into little pots, or if you want to label up your cards as well, you've got the 3 different design of dies for those. And then you've got your plant pot pokes. So again, if you just want to decorate your cards, or if you are putting these into little pots or making little mini terrariums, stop saying it, Ben. You can pop those in there too. Right, so you've got all of those. Then also in the collection, you've got your embossing folders. We've seen a couple of these live already with Jan, but the ones I don't think yet that you've seen, I might be wrong, we've not seen the Geo trellis. That one you haven't seen yet live. The succulent frame we saw at the start of the show, which is absolutely gorgeous. You've just seen in that last demo there the garden frame embossing folder, and then I think, again, probably my favourite of the embossing folders is that terrarium, because that's also included. So there's 4 gorgeous embossing folders are in the main set, but that is not all. You're also going to receive your stamp and die set, and this is the one. It's like, let me just get this open again. I did open this up earlier on. Tracy will probably tell me off, but I'll risk it because I like you. This is the one where you get the gorgeous succulents on there. You've got your terrarium, which is upside down, I realise, and then you've got lots of lovely little sentiments on there too, and the matching dies included as well. So that is all included in that collection for £77 or $106. Huge saving to be had today. $61.60 if you are shopping with us as a Platinum member today here in the UK. One thing that you definitely need to go for, with over 20% of that stock gone now, you definitely need to add in your paper pad. 60% of the Petal Perfection papers have gone. I can and I can't. It's that whole thing again. I can believe it, but I can't believe it. 60%. And you can see the gradiating colour in these just allows you to get a really beautiful sort of realistic feel when you're using these with your quilling dies. Literally all the hard work has been done for you, so you just get to enjoy creating your own projects. People are multi-ordering this because that is your one thing that obviously will run out over time. Yeah. So get enough of it. Because once it's gone, who knows when we might get it back. So get this now, once, twice, thrice, 4 times. It's $5.99 or $7.95. Pop that into your basket. The whole point is, I'll just show you this card very quickly. This card is the one, whoever is asking about the plant pot die, it's there for you. But look, the idea of this is just brilliant. I love the fact with this particular card is that you've got the plant pot on the front there, and you've got your succulents, which have been cut into a little aperture, just poking out there, which I think is great, giving you, again, that real sort of depth and dimension. So we've got cards, absolutely stunning cards. We've also got things like you know, ideas to decorate your boxes. How nice to be able to kind of, you know, give somebody a little gift. Maybe it might be a little gardening gift. Maybe you've got someone who loves their gardening. You might want to pop, I don't know, a little seed packet in there or something like that. But you can decorate it up beautifully with your succulents. Just look how great these are. But then on top of that, you've got the ability to be able to create amazing home decor projects. Let me just, so you can get in close on these. Look, you buying just little bits and pieces that you've got around the, you know, or bits and pieces you've got around the home. Buying little pots, fill them up, create your own little bits of home decor. These will look great all around the house. You know, I also think as well, like in the bathroom, for whatever reason, I just think these will look really, really super, like in the bathroom window. But look at that, just using an old little jam jar, you know, filling it up with some little pebbles and popping your little succulent in there. I just think these are stunning. This is one of my faves as well, by the way. Our design team have been absolutely phenomenal. Look at this, just with a little old, sort of like a tin can there, and then with a whole host of the different succulents in there. Look how beautifully they work together. That again is what I love about this, is you're not having to think, oh, what goes with what matches up with what. It's all there for you. They all work beautifully together. That grass, though, I just think is absolutely phenomenal. But for me, I love this set here. Look in here as a little home decor piece. I really do love it. I mean, come on, let's just chat about some of our people who've put these together. The likes of Mary, who else? Alison, who created this one here? The lovely Leslie. This one here was designed by Monica. Just how brilliant is this? I just think as a display piece, as a gift idea for somebody, you know, it's Mother's Day in the States coming up, the start of May. I just think these are absolutely brilliant. And just, you know, buying a few little knickknacks, bits and pieces to be able to make the succulents look even more realistic, you're just well away with this. I really, really love it. And as we've been chatting about, so very different, isn't it, as far as sort of 3D flowers are concerned. Never seen anything like this. And Sharon Callis has absolutely smashed it out of the park this time around. I mean, she always does, but this time it's gone out of the park, over the next park, and over the next park. It's gone that far, as far as I'm concerned. Listen, I'm going to stop rabbiting on, and we're going to get back to some more demos. But what I want to do here is give you the opportunity to check out your baskets, because we know what happens is you don't want to miss Jan's demos, and I can understand why, because again, Jan is with the old demos today. So what we want to do is we want to give Jan just a couple more minutes to get ready for her next demo. We want you to check out your baskets. So it's, we're going to give you some information on Club Inspire. You know it all already. So check out your baskets and we'll come back to you in just a couple of minutes.
Welcome to Club Inspire, our free loyalty club. As a member of the club, you can save up to 20% every time you shop with us. For every £1 you spend, whether it's in one of our stores or on our website, you'll collect 1 loyalty point. The more points you have, the more benefits you'll receive. As a welcome present, we'll give you 20% discount with your very first order. Once you place your first order, you'll be given 250 points straight away, making you a bronze member. This will mean that you'll receive a 5% discount on all of your purchases until the end of the next calendar year, plus priority postage. 500 points takes you up to silver membership, where you'll get 10% discount plus free shipping when you spend over £20. When you get to 750 points, you'll become a gold member, which gets you a whopping 15% discount on every order, and we'll ship them to you completely free, no matter how big or small they are. Spend over £25 and we'll send them to you via our premium next day delivery courier service. When you reach 1500 points, you'll become a platinum member, giving you the same shipping benefits as a gold member, but with the added bonus of a massive 20% discount on all of your purchases. Now on top of that, you'll receive exclusive discounts, sneak peeks of brand new products, special offers and money saving vouchers. You'll have access to an exclusive secret Facebook group to meet like-minded friends. to find out information first and to be inspired by all the craft he makes. Become a member of our club today.
Lots of checking out going on there. Well done. Take advantage of this deal. Honestly, it's something that I'm sure you will not have anything like in your craft room currently. And when you get it, you will be having so much fun with it. Keep the comments coming in, and any more questions you've got in the sort of last 55 minutes or so, we'll get those answered by Jan. Comments and questions are always great because we love to hear what you think about everything that we're showing you. And we also love to get your questions answered as well, because if there's a burning question that you need answered on this kit, you're thinking, oh, I want to get it, but I need to know this, then we want to get those questions answered. And the other brilliant thing is if you do ask a question or if you comment, during this month, National Craft Month, we're giving away prizes, all just for you typing away on the keyboard. I mean, we are too nice. If you've commented already on the shows today, well, congratulations, you are in the draw to stand the chance of winning today's prize bundle, all of these goodies. Now, if you haven't yet commented, get your skates on and send us a little hello, send us a little comment, let us know what you think of this collection, let us know what your favourite succulent is, get a question asked, and we will get you into the draw. The winner of today's bundle will be announced in just a little while before 9 o'clock tonight, and there's 4 more chances to win on the final 4 days of March. And talking about the days in March, tomorrow is the 28th, and tomorrow is very exciting because it is the 18th birthday event of Totally Tiffany. 1 day until the big day. Double points on all things Totally Tiffany if you shop the web. And we've got some bonus points there for you too. There's been loads of sellouts, loads of you taking advantage of the deals. And tomorrow, the craft class, 3 p.m. UK time, is a Totally Tiffany takeover. Now, as far as the times are concerned, I just need to remind you that, of course, here in the UK this evening, we're springing forward. The clocks are going forward, so that will slightly change the times for you in the US. Georgina, what? It's good. We're going into spring. I know we get one less hour in bed, but we get lighter nights, and it means that the spring and summertime and all the nice weather is coming. So just to let our US viewers know, of course, if you're watching here in the UK, the times stay the same. But tomorrow, 12 till 1:30, of course, it will be Softer Side of Life with Bernie. Brilliant show, of course. If you're into your soft craft, you need to tune in. That'll be 7 o'clock now Eastern time, so 7 a.m. start for that show. Then tomorrow at 3 UK time, now 10 a.m. Eastern time, will be the craft class, the Totally Tiffany takeover. That's coming up there. And then tomorrow evening, Sundays always, the final show is Second Chance Sunday, 7 o'clock till 9 here in the UK, is now 2 till 4 Eastern time. And the lovely Rebecca will be with you on all of those shows tomorrow. But just note that the times are slightly different, and that's the way, of course, that it will stay for the next few months. Right, that is all of the business taken care of. Just a few questions that are coming in, and a lot of them actually is to do with the dies, so the quilling dies. So let's try and wrap this up into one sort of big question. Lots of people are asking, can you use those to cut out different materials? Like, for example, I've seen, will they cut felt? Will they cut other papers? Can you quill with flower forming foam? So sort of a bit of a general question, but can we use other materials with those dies?
They are just a thin metal die, so treat them exactly how you would treat any other metal die. And yes, they will certainly cut out other papers, cardstock. Try your felt, all right? I would just try your felt. Some metal dies will cut through felt. There are 2 different types of felt.
Oh, right.
And I found one of them's wool-based, and I think the other one's more synthetic, and one cuts better. I can never remember which way around it is, but one cuts better than the other. Flower forming, yes, it will cut through it like butter. You'd be able to cut several layers of your flower forming foam with it. And again, have a go. You know, I haven't tried this with flower forming, but what a fantastic idea. You know, look at bringing different textures into it. I'm just thinking something like the little Lila China here, done in the green flower forming foam and a little bit of shaping on the iron, is just going to make it look even more realistic, I think. So yeah, I would just say have a go with it and try it. You know, at the end of the day, if it doesn't work, I always think, you know, it's a piece of paper. It's a bit of foam. You know, you've wasted pennies but try these things. But yes, the metal dies, with the pressure in the Gemini, I don't think you're going to have any trouble cutting through those other materials. Obviously, if you get to stiffer things like mount board and stuff, they're not a mixed media die, so you're not going to get that sort of depth with them. But anything that's just a design paper, a card, normal cardstock, the foam, you'd probably be able to cut several layers of foam with them because it's so thin and it compresses when you get the pressure from the Gemini. So yeah, have a go. Why not? I'd love to see some of the results. My biggest problem that I have is not enough time. I don't have enough hours in the day to try all these different things. So yeah, have a go for me. Let me know how you get on.
Lovely, and we look forward to seeing all of those pictures once you get your kits home and you started to craft with them. Patricia says, the colours and the collection so beautiful. I can't believe how real it looks. I love it. For Holidays Design says, I can't believe these are made with paper. Amazing. Yeah, it's all true. I know you look at it and think, what? It's true. And I love the embossing folder, says Kimberly. Main collection details on your screen. We'll run through that again for you in just a little bit. And if you want to go individually, you can. But it is time for another demo. So we've seen cards made. We've seen the cards beautifully decorated with these succulents. And Jan says you're going on to do something a little bit different this time.
I'm going to go a little bit different with it this time, yeah. And I've made a start because obviously the process now is very similar. There's just one die that I haven't cut yet, which is in the next demo, and that's the baby aloe. So we'll have a look at that in the next demo. But for this one, I'm going to use the Lila China, and you've seen me cut them now. You know how they cut through, and I've actually quilled this one up at the ready. So we've got that little one here. And then I'm going to do the Merry Maiden again, because this was the one that I started nipping together earlier. Slightly different colour, and I've done most of it. I'm just going to show you where it goes with it. So we've got a very, very thin scored line that the die will put into there, and what I've done is I've gone all the way down one side, and then remember that turn it over, otherwise you'll get some petals going one way and some petals sort of looking upside down. And what I do is tend to put my pokey tool underneath where the line is and then just press either side and then nip it over the tool, so you're making it a bit more pointed rather than it being flat. So I've gone most of it. I've just left those last little bits to show you. Okay, so you can see how we've got some shaping in that now. It looks totally different than when it came out of the die. And then again, exactly the same, where that line's down the centre there, that dotted line, we're just going to fold it in half, nip it all the way down. I'm going to flick back to the tape again. I said I was going to flip-flop backwards and forwards between the glue and the tape. Works both of them. Again, I like to just secure that in place. And can you see how all those petals fall? Like the top ones have gone in between the next one, so you don't have to worry about where everything's going to go. So again, I've got that 3mm tape, and I'm just going to run that all the way down. If I can get the end off. Yep. Right, and with another top tip with this as well is you always, with these dies, you would always start quilling from the smallest petal. So that one goes in the middle, larger petals on the outside. So I tend to start with the tape right at the end here. This is going to be your closure. But when I get to the other end where the smaller petals are, I tend to stop about 1/4 inch before I get to the end of the line, purely because I don't want red line tape where I'm going to insert my quilling tool, because if you get that trapped in there and then you're wrestling to get it out, you could end up damaging what you've already quilled. Okay, so again, just where that little gap was in the quilling tool, it goes either side. So I've literally slotted the paper in between, and then you want to bring it right to the very edge. So I've actually got part of the quilling tool behind there and the other, and it's gripped it on top ready. And again, just take off, you can strip the whole top off the red liner if you wish. I end up stuck to it, and I just tend to do it a little bit at a time there. Yeah. Okay, so pull that bit back, take it out of the way, and then what we're going to do this time when it behaves is keep this edge parallel again. So again, finger and thumb on this one, balance it on my finger, and I'm literally holding it against my finger here to start, and all I'm doing is turning that quilling tool. Okay,
do you know what?
If your petals are clashing together, just tip them back a little bit. Okay.
There's some lovely ideas coming in. Sally says, Sally on Facebook, that's George's mate in North Devon. George says hi. You could probably say hi yourself if you press the button. Go on. Go on, George. Go on, do it. Say hi, Sally.
Hey, Sally.
There you go. In North Devon. North Devon massive. Sally says, I'm already saving and drying tea leaves to use as soil around these in little
What a
cups.
fabulous idea.
Such a great idea.
Oh, I like it.
And Mariah is saying, I see a succulent wreath in my future. Talking about tea leaves.
Now
They'd
then,
be
that
perfect,
would
wouldn't
look
they?
stunning, wouldn't it? What about things like Harvest Festival, Thanksgiving over in the States? These would be perfect to add to all that, wouldn't it? With the pine cones and things like that. Oh my goodness, yeah. You might. I tell you, I could do with a few more hours every. I don't know about losing an hour tomorrow. I could do with gaining about half a dozen. Honestly, I get all these ideas, and I actually have. My husband thinks it's hilarious because at the side of the bed at night there's a pad and a pencil, without a word of a lie, Ben, because I'll wake up at what I call the witching hour at 4 o'clock in the morning. You can guarantee I've got all these ideas going around in my head, and if I don't write them down at the time, when I wake up again at 7 o'clock, they've all gone.
Are you,
So I'm honestly in the
night?
dark trying to find a line on the pad, and I'm sometimes it might be a little picture, sometimes a diagram, sometimes it might be a colour theme. Write it down so that when I wake up the following morning and think, oh, I didn't really dream it, it's there at the side of me.
But if you've been writing in the dark, can you decipher what you've written?
Usually, yeah. Sometimes it's like hieroglyphics and I have to sort of think, right, where was I going with that? But yeah, most of the time I'm actually with it, yeah.
Oh, wow.
So you can see we've got this on now. The quilling tool's still inside. You can see that this is quite flat. By keeping it all together and rolling it parallel, you've got a flat surface there that you can stick this down, whether it be to your project, whether it's inside a plant pot. We're going to do one later where I'm going to try and pop one inside a jar and then just start to splay it out a little bit. And if you've got a gap in any of it, some of the petals will move slightly. If you've got a couple overlapped, you can just tweak them out into the place that you want them. But I just think by nipping that in, it gives it a whole different look. And the way that that one's actually formed in real life, it's got those narrower petals. And then just, as I say, I tend to put fingers either side of it here and then just wriggle that quilling tool and it will come out from the centre. So you've got that lovely flat edge here to put the glue, and we've got this one all ready. I just think, do you know, the fact that you can make that out of cardstock just blows my mind.
I know.
It just looks so realistic, and yet it just started out life as a piece of card.
I know, it's phenomenal.
Okay, so what we're going to do then, we're going to use that one and the Lilac China there. And I've made sort of a little name plaque.
Oh, brilliant.
So, you know, if you're sort of catering for weddings or parties and things like that, you know, the lights at the end of the tunnel there, guys, in June.
Yes.
You know, we might get back to this one day.
Counting
so I've
the days
used
down.
some of that foliage again, and then I'm just going to bring the hot glue in again. It's the best thing, I think, for sticking these down. If you haven't got the hot glue gun, it should be on the website. And we're just going to pop these as an embellishment in the corner.
Yeah, I'm sure it is there. And the last deal I seem to remember, we were giving away the glue sticks as well with it. I don't know if that deal is still live, but we definitely do have it. So go and check out the website, crafterscompanion.co.uk, .com or .eu.
So we've got our little groom.
Ah, yes. Very nice.
And the groom wouldn't be on his own.
No.
We would have...
I would have the bride.
Just push
there we
them.
go.
No, I always go the
wrong
wrong way,
way.
always. Yeah. But can you see the difference between the not being nipped and the being nipped? Yeah.
Yes.
So two complete. So either way, if you want to look like this, don't do the nipping. If you want it to have those sort of spikier petals, which traditionally it does have, then do that little nip around your pokey tool. But yeah, bride and groom, little name cards. It could be place cards, you know, as I say, Thanksgiving over in the States. I know you guys make I'm a little bit envious that we don't have that here in the UK.
Yeah.
It always looks fantastic, but name cards, you know, for around the table would look gorgeous. Yep.
Absolutely fantastic. Are you enjoying the show? I know you are. It's amazing. It is so great to see these in action. So great to have Jan with us as well, taking us through all these amazing demos. Love all of the home decor ideas, says Donna on Facebook. We'll go through those again in just a few moments' time. Another Jantastic day of demos, says Glennis. See what you did there. A favourite succulent, says Laura. Oh yes, ask for your favourite succulents. That is like a favourite child. Impossible. Jay says the collection is awesome and a must-have. June says, Jan and Ben, thank you for all of the shows today. My tablet has just crashed, but it basically just went on to say, what a great day. What a great day. Where has it gone? Hang on. Jan, loving all your demos today. Thank you for a great crafty day. And Suzanne Parent on YouTube says, I decided to buy the whole collection and want to know everything I can do. I think the succulents are unique. Love it. Love Jan's demo, says Karen Kay. She's so careful to explain everything. And Sally on Facebook from North Devon says, hi, George. There you go, George. Sally says hi back. A couple of questions cropping up, which we'll put to Jan in just a few moments' time. But let's just quickly go through the deal for you again, because I just want to make sure that you know everything that you are going to get, because it is stunning. And then we'll go through some of the finished samples. So those quilling dies are going to allow you to make all of these different succulents. Who knew there were so many? I mean, seriously, this has been an education in botany. Is that the right word? Botany. It's been an education today. So the Lila China is your first one, which you're going to get. And there's the dies you can see. And as Jan's brilliantly demonstrated, super, super simple to be able to pop these together. And as we said, should you want to go bigger with some of these, you could just sort of multi-cut them and then kind of link one onto another and then go even further with it should you want to make bigger ones. There's your baby aloe. Then you've got that gorgeous, I won't sing it again, don't worry, the Neon Breaker, which I love. I think that might be my second favourite within the collection. The Jade, which you saw just a few moments ago, with the Sword Grass. There's the fave. I love it. It's just the realism of it. It's like how realistic it is. That's the reason I like that. And it's just so different. And then you've got your Merry Maiden, which we saw right at the top. So you've got all of those gorgeous dies, all 6 of those to get you started. Then on top of that, there's more dies in the collection, which is that plant pot. Then you've got your gorgeous little your plant pot poke, little signposts to so you know which of your succulents you've got. And then you've got your little decorative gift and pot labels as well. So great for your little cards, great for your home decor pieces to label everything up. So those are your dies. Then we've got embossing folders. Oh, yes, we do. And again, you've seen, I think, most of these now, but you've got your gorgeous Geo wire trellis. That is included in this collection. Then on top of that, we've got your gorgeous, oh, they're out of order now. Good job, George isn't checking. You've got your terrarium. No comment. Then you've also got your garden frame. And last but by no means least, which we saw in the first demo, the succulent frame. They are all absolutely gorgeous. 4 embossing folders included. And you're also going to get your die and stamp set as well. So this again is gorgeous for the fact that you've got your little terrarium there. You've got more of these succulents with the little embellishments. And then you've got sentiments in there too, like stuck on you. Sorry for being prickly. And you've also got just a note to say aloe. Get it? Because there's the baby aloe in there, so it's aloe. Oh, never mind. And then you've got all of the dies to be able to go with that too. So dies, stamps, embossing folders, oh, quilling dies, you name it, you've got it. £77 or $106. It should be $118.86 or $164.30. So on the launch of this, launched about 80 minutes ago, you're saving $41.86 or $58.30. £77 or $106. And of course, don't forget, if you are a Club Inspire member, no one pays that price on the screen there. $61.60 it comes down to if you're shopping with us here in the UK. If you're in the US, goes down to just over £84. Unbelievable. The things that you can create are brilliant. I could probably stand here all day and just go through all these again, but I know that we're rapidly running out of time on the show. So let's just give you a bit of a shot and just take a look at all of the cards, all of the home decor pieces, all of the beautiful little terrariums and little pots and decorations. I just think it's brilliant. It's a set that lends itself to just so many different things. You're not going to get bored with this. This will be a set which you won't put away. I can guarantee it. I really love it.
It's quite unique, isn't it? As I say, I've been crafting a long time and I don't recall seeing anything. I think Sharon's well on the button with this. I don't remember seeing anything like this out there, and I just love how realistic. As I say, it blows me away. Every time I cut these dies thinking, this is just cardstock. It's just cardstock, and you get these gorgeous finished designs, realistic.
This is the one for me. All of these look great, but this one here, which are Leslie popped together, just in like a little tin, it looks like. But look at how real it looks, even, you know, even if George comes in close there, it all looks so realistic. Look at the detailing on the actual leaves. And that is true, like succulents do look a little bit, yeah, they don't, I know they don't look like a bit plasticky.
Don't they? Yeah.
But
Yeah.
these just look absolutely
You'd pay a
spot on.
fortune for that in a store.
Oh, of course you would.
If that was a sort of something to buy in a store, you'd pay a fortune for that.
I just love it. Yeah, and again, you know, with paper producer George, you're saying, you know, if you wanted to, you could spray these, scent them, however you want to do it. I love the idea of the dried tea leaves to use as the soil, the idea of using the making the wreaths as well. Honestly, your creative juices will just go into overload with these. And like Jan's saying as well, if you dot these around the house to decorate the home, such an inexpensive way to be able to do it. And honestly, I think people will come in and go, that's a beautiful succulent. And they'll be like, oh, it's made of paper, is it?
I'm just thinking as well, George has just been saying spraying them with scent and things like that, but also our aerosol, the spray and shine, is a varnish in an aerosol can. Just a little bit of that over top would actually give them that sheen, which makes them look like, you say, that almost synthetic look. Just taking it to another level, honestly, it really is fabulous.
Come on then.
Are we going in again? Yep.
Here we go.
So, literally, I'm going to talk through some of this because, again, I feel that we're a bit repetitive, but I've not done the aloe yet, so I wanted to look at that one as a die. So, as far as embossing folder, we've got the Geo wire trellis there, absolutely gorgeous again, 2D embossing folder, and what I've done is I've just embossed a piece and added a little bit of ink to it again. Let me just tip it and see if we can get that. You can see the embossed detail on there, and sometimes it's easier to actually show it you from the reverse. You can just see there.
Yes.
So that's going to be part of the background again. I'm going back to a card, but we're almost going to build like a little 3D element on top of it. So that's the embossing folder. I want to actually cut the aloe for you because we've not done that one yet. And it's got this gorgeous sort of, like a serrated edge on it, which is quite common with the cactus. And then the little inside ones, the baby leaves, obviously they've not grown their serrated edge yet. It's been really well thought through. So I want to cut this one out, and I'm just going to pop it onto that piece of that paper again.
Sorry, when Jan just peels
it's when I rip them off the acetate, they all jump out of the skin. Right, what did I do with my plates? I need those two. Oh, I've just thrown something else on the floor. And I need those two because this will fit. So these will all fit, if you're just doing them one at a time, they all fit on your smaller plates. So this one is on the junior thin metal die again. Pop that through, and I want to I'll just lay those down so that we don't knock them over, and pop this one through here. And then I've also taken the little plant pot die and bring that one out of there just to use in a second. Pop those down. So yeah, using the plant pot die, we're going to need that bit in a second. But again, decent size.
Yeah.
So, you know, you're actually looking at this on here, it's going to be quite a focal point on your card. And I've cut that out of some craft card and just wrapped a little bit of twine round it, inked around the end to give that little bit of dimension. It makes it look less flat. And we're going to actually use this on the front of here and build up those gorgeous succulents as if they're sat in the plant pot. So that's the plan for this one. So let me just have a look. Now then, let me see. We've got that aloe on there. We'll get rid of that one. I keep getting a new piece of tape every time, and I've got them all lined up on the table at the side of me. Okie dokes. Now then, so we've got that one there. I've got my card blank at the ready, so we're going to layer up like so. Okay. And I just happen to have got a spare one, Ben.
Oh.
And I just happen to have got a spare quilling tool.
Uh-oh.
And I just happen to have got a spare little bottle of glue.
You what? You what? Ah, now this is, now as much as I kind of pulled rank earlier, and you didn't know about that.
Or would you prefer the tape?
No, I think I'd probably prefer...
Do you like the glue or the tape?
Oh, let's go with the glue, I think.
Yeah.
What do you think is easiest?
I
feel like I've been called into the headmistress's office. I'm stood by the desk here.
I think you'd be all right with either of them.
Okay.
I'll give you both. You
Yep.
can decide. So obviously I'm just going to put these down and then I'm just going to jump back a little bit because we need to observe our social distancing. So I'm just going to wheel back while our Ben comes in and grabs his tools. Okay.
Right, okay.
And retreats. And then I'm going to come back in again. Okay?
Yeah.
Right, we're going to do this together, Ben.
Oh my goodness. I've never used a quilling tool in my life. Cool, isn't it thin, the thing on the end there?
It is
I've
very.
still got my glasses.
Right. So let me just get that layer on there to be drying ready. Just on the, well, you've found that gap in the quilling tool.
You better
I'll
go a
just-
bit slower, Jan, when we do it in a minute.
I'm just sticking this on here while you find that gap in there.
Can I get me glasses? Honestly, can I go get me glasses? I'm going to struggle to see this.
Oh my days.
Hang on, I've got terrible eyesight. Just, are you all right for a second, Jan?
Yep, I'm fine.
Okay.
I'm literally just going to build up some of the background ready so that we've got it all already good to go.
Okay.
So I'm going to use some hot glue on the back of here. I want to create a little bit more height. Okay.
I can't believe you're doing this to me. I came off of that last show. Everyone thought I was great after my little demo there. And now it could all go horribly wrong, couldn't it?
You'll be fine. And then again, I've made a nice little, I've just stamped a just to say on this one. So again, you know, whatever you've got lying around, we're going to pop that one in here. And I've got a little piece of ribbon. So we've got the actual card blank made. We just need those details now with the succulents to fill in the top. So that's going to be my, my card at the ready. So I'll leave that to dry.
Yeah.
Okay, right then, are we ready, Ben?
Right, hang on. Let me clean me specs a little bit. Hang on. Oh, we're going.
So I've got my quilling tool.
We're going for the
I've
split
got my
again
glue.
here.
Just this. Are you using the glue or the tape, Ben?
I think I'm going to use the glue. I
Yep,
think it
so
might
I'll
be a
use the
mistake,
glue as
but-
well then, yep.
Okay.
Okay. So first job then, just with your fingers this time, because I haven't given you all the ball tools and the felt and everything. I just want you to pop your fingers, hold it at the bottom so that you don't rip the leaf off, and I just want you to run it under your finger, just to give it a little bit of a curl. So hold it at the bottom firmly,
Yeah.
sort of stroke your finger underneath it, and it just shapes that cardstock a wee bit just to give it some curl. And I'm going to go all the way down, just a gentle sort of, as if you're running your finger along the back of it, and it gives that little bit of shaping. All down one side.
Just the one side.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then when you've got to that little tiny petal at the end, I want you to flip it over.
Am I doing the little petals as well?
Yep.
Okay. So once I got, oh, they're quite hard to do, aren't they? They're
So
quite-
just run your finger underneath it as if you're stroking the petal,
yeah.
and you'll find it just curls that little bit.
Okay.
And then flip it over so you've got those curved ones on the right-hand side now.
Yeah.
And then we're going to do the same again. So back to
Okay.
the bottom, hold that bit where the petal meets the bottom, and just literally, I'm just sort of like rubbing my finger underneath it, and it should give you that little bit of a curl in there rather than it stay totally flat.
Okay.
And I'm going all the way down again. And this is the great thing about the cardstock, you can manipulate it
Yeah.
into place. Now
Quite
you,
prickly, isn't it, this one?
you see,
Yeah.
there we go. So right down to the bottom again.
Okay.
Okay. He's concentrating. Have you got your tongue out?
I've got my glasses. Look at my glasses under my nose because I look at.
I'm going to have a quick drink of coffee while you catch up.
I was going all right today with a nice little demo with a nice simple card kit, and now you got me. I can't believe I'm quilling. What's going on here? Right. Okay.
All right.
I think so.
Yep. So then turn it back over. And then where you've got that dotted line down the centre,
Yep.
we're going to use that to fold it in half.
Okay.
So just press each side away from you and nip it all the way down the centre.
Which way am I folding it?
Like a mountain. So you've got the leaves facing down.
Right.
Yep.
So mountain in the middle. Right.
A mountain in the middle and
Yeah.
the leaves facing down.
Okay.
And because we went and flipped it over, all your leaves should be curling the same way now.
Yeah, they are sort of curling a bit, but they're all curling sort of a bit in the same way.
That's okay.
I
Yep.
can't believe this is. Oh, okay. So here we go. Do I need to just?
So
give it
just
a
make
bit of
sure that that's actually nicely in place.
Yep.
Yep.
What do you mean? Oh, you paid attention, Ben. Georgina going, oh, you paid it. I always pay attention. Oh, my goodness. Okay.
Right, so we need our glue.
Right.
Okay. So again, remember we always start quilling from that smaller petal.
Yeah.
Okay. So I've got my flowers, the strip on the right-hand side and my petals on the left-hand side.
Yes.
Yep. And not right at the very end. Remember, we need to leave a line for the quilling tool. So about 1/4 of an inch in,
yeah.
I'm going to run a bead of glue about a halfway down because I found it was drying out quite quickly earlier.
Yeah.
And we'll do the other half when we get there.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm so nervous.
He honestly didn't know anything about this, folks. Georgina and I cooked this up and we were like, we're going to spring it on him.
It's about halfway.
Yep.
Okay.
Doesn't have to be exact.
No.
I just found that it was drying out quite quickly. And then we need to try and get that piece at the end into the quilling tool and trap it between those two fronds in there. So just push it into the gap.
Right there.
Yeah, and then when you've got it in, wiggle it so that it's right up to the edge of where that paper is meeting. If I bring mine just up to the camera there,
Can't quite
see.
Get it in the old tool.
It just sometimes needs a little wriggle. Little wriggle in the end there. Is it working?
No, I don't know if I can get it right. I might have to get you the problem is my eyes are so...
Oh, bless you.
I can't really see. I might have to get you to stick... Well, I don't know if I can quite get it in the hole. Can't really see what I'm doing. Can I get you to stick it in the thing? I'll come to you.
Bring it back then. I'm just going to step back here while you bring it back and then I'll start it off for you because I'm good like that.
No, I literally, even with the glass, I can't really see the...
Let's have a look there. So if you just stand there a second,
yeah.
And then you might need to reapply your glue.
Okay.
Hey, you did a good job with the curving.
Thank you.
So just again.
Oh, you're gonna do this really easily now, aren't you?
No, you've actually got one that's quite close.
Ah, I knew it. I knew
bless
it.
Him.
George, you gave me the duff one. Oh, Tracy, you gave me the duff one.
It's actually got, oh my goodness, no wonder you couldn't get that
through
through
there. Oh, thank goodness for that. I
that
thought
wasn't you at all. It's got a little bit of glue in there.
Oh, that's all right then.
Do you know, they stuck it up so that you couldn't get in.
Tracy's just come in. You gave me a clogged up tool, Tracy.
Right, okay, so I've got that on the edge there.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to leave that on there for you, Ben.
Okay.
Try not to let it drop off.
Okay.
I'm just going to have a quick walk around my chair because we have to keep that social distancing. And off he goes back to the side. Brilliant.
Okay.
So is it there?
Yes.
Yeah, so you might need to just reapply the glue because it might have gone a little bit dry. So I'm just going to go straight over the top and just apply a little bit more glue.
Okay, oh, I'll put a load on there. Okay.
Okay. So, rest it on your finger. Are you right-handed, aren't you, Ben? Yes. So the tool in your right hand, rest it on your finger and then between your thumb and forefinger. And we're just going to twirl that quilling tool to start and bring that end and curve it round. Yeah?
Yeah.
And just keep going.
Okay.
Literally, just keep going. Try and keep it reasonably taut. Okay, and the glue will grab it.
So you have to push back a little bit on the quilling tool as
just a little bit, just to keep it taut. Yeah, you don't want it to sort of roll undone.
Okay.
Sometimes with flowers, with quilling flowers, and I think that's maybe where the question came from earlier, you sort of do this and then you let it go and it sort of springs open and finds its own place to settle. But with this one, you actually want to keep that rolled part quite taut. Okay. So I've actually got to where my glue's run out now.
Oh, you're going quick.
So I'm just going to pop a bit more right onto the end now, and we're going to do that all the way down to the end, Ben. Just keep turning.
Oh, I think mine's a bit loose here.
Okay. Pop this on all the way down. Just keep turning.
Just keep turning, just keep turning, turning. Just keep turning. My leaves are getting a bit splayed and it's making
That's okay.
harder. Okay.
Yeah, just push them into the shape.
Yeah.
Mine's sort of a little bit more triangular than it is round at the minute, but we can shape it when we get to the end. And then when I get right to the very end, I'm just going to hold that last bit in place. Oh dear, I've done a really bad job there. I've come off the my glue's drying. Now, look at the state of that.
Oh, I've gone a bit wonky with mine.
Yeah, so did mine there. I've just undone it again.
Am I gluing right to the end?
Yes, take your glue all the way down to the end now. Mine had gone off track a bit there. As I say, I'm having issues with my glue drying. So when you're doing this at home, guys, you won't have a gazillion lights above you.
No, and you won't have someone
spring
spring it on you in front of thousands of people, because you'll be doing this because you knew that you were doing it, and you'll be doing it on your own, not in front of thousands of people either.
So yeah, just when I get to the end, I'm just going to hold it with my thumb together.
Oh, hello.
Just to give that glue. Oh, hello.
I didn't even mean to do that. Right, so mine feels a bit loose here.
Not to worry, it's your first attempt, and we did literally spring it on you.
I've literally just taken a breath for the first time in about 2 minutes.
And then once that tacky glue's set in there, you should have this. And it looks a bit so you think, well, my goodness, what on earth have I made? All right, so just turn it on its side. And again, I tend to put between my fingers here. So I've got 2 fingers either side of the quilling tool, and then just wriggle that quilling tool. If you just twiddle it, it'll come out of the centre without doing too much damage to your flower.
Oh!
There we go, yep. So it should be reasonably flat at the bottom. It doesn't matter if it's not perfect.
Oh, I don't know what's
and
happened
then
there.
turn it over,
right,
and then just start to fluff out the leaves. And as I say, they will move slightly. I'm not suggesting that you give them a good tug, but if you've got, like here, I've got a bit of a gap in mine here, so I'm just going to manipulate them round where they're overlapping and just actually get them to fill in some of those gaps. And I just think just the addition of those little spikes on the edge of that one just make it look totally, totally different. So that's mine. Our Ben's still fluffing. Just tweak them out, just move them into place. You can get away, there's a little bit of wriggle room with them. If you pull them too far, you'll pull the petals off, but it just sort of tweaks them into place.
Well, mine's not brilliant, but it's not too bad.
But that was your first attempt. Remember, I've done this several times. Yeah?
Do you know what, actually? I'm pretty pleased with that.
But if you imagine, if you've got that in a little cluster with others, Ben, nothing's perfect, even in nature. If you look at it, you might find a flower that's got a damaged petal, you might get one that's got a leaf missing, you might get one that's not opened up properly. So don't worry about it. Nature is nature. I think that's a pretty good effort for a first try. And seriously, guys, he didn't know anything about this.
No, I didn't.
We cooked it up. We were feeling a bit evil there. Georgie was like, we'll get our Ben to have a go. She, don't tell him.
I'm pleased with that.
Fantastic. Well done.
I'm very happy.
Yeah. So let's just finish this off then. I've got my
that way. There you go.
I've got my Lila China going on there in the nice sort of yellowy orangey tones, and I've also got some of that grass again. So I'm just going to use my bone folder. I just want to do a bit at the front. I want the back to be fairly flat because it's going to stick in the plant pot. Okay, so I just want to bring a little bit of this forward so that we've got some shaping at the front, and then I'm going to squish this bit reasonably flat to get rid of the circle, because I'm going to tuck this inside the plant pot as if it's growing out of the plant pot. So again, hot glue would be your friend in this circumstance, and I always look for where the join is, where you finished off the actual design, and put the glue on that bit. So that's going to face the back. And then we're just going to tuck these in here. So we've got a little bit of that lovely grass going on.
By the way, a lot of people are loving the fact that you got me crafting. So a lot of people are loving you, and a lot of love saying, go Ben, doing a great job, says Marie. Thanks for the great close-up, says Evangeline, that's George. Rock and roll, Ben, says Sally. You did it, Ben, says Marisol. Awesome job, Ben, says Leela. Debbie says, yes, Ben, you did it. It looks good. And Lynn says, well done, Ben. You did a great job. Well, thank you.
I knew you'd be up for the challenge.
Well, do you know what? And it's because Jan's a good teacher, isn't she? And she takes you through it step by step. And I just think, as much as,
it's not as difficult as you think,
no, it isn't.
Though, is
and
it?
Actually, having done it once, I would definitely have another go. And I think it's one of those things, the more you do it, you get kind of used to, I would guess, the pressure.
The actual pressure you need, how taut you need to keep it, that rolling technique. And it is literally very repetitive. You've seen me do all the different styles now. You can see there, if we actually stand this one up, We've got that little plant pot with the flowers in there. You've got that gorgeous, I love that sword grass. I just think, not even if you were working with the succulents, I just think pop this behind your foam flowers as just a bit of extra foliage. I think that one is going to be really useful, that sword grass, just as an extra element in things. But yeah, just to say, and again, we've gone back to the card there. If you've got a little plant pot, I had the one that was in the little jar, but again, you could actually do them inside, so pop them into those little plant pots if you wish. And again, this one's got to be a favourite that I've got over here. Let me just bring this one back.
That
to this
looks
side.
like something that you'd see in a spa.
Yes.
Doesn't it?
Doesn't it? Just got the pebbles in there and then those little tiny succulents inside. I just think, honestly, I wouldn't have known that wasn't real if it hadn't been brought to me in these circumstances with the collection. So yeah, however far you want to take it, again, have a play with it. Really good fun. So that was number 4, okay?
I mean, this is such a brilliant collection. I sort of loved, but also slightly hated initially, the fact that I got to craft. But actually, having a go with the quilling tool, having a go at quilling, yeah, I'm pretty pleased with my first effort. And I can certainly see, if I can create that with my first go, then I'm thinking, if I have another go, 2, 3, 4 goes, I'm getting the hang of this really quickly. And if you've been crafting a long time, if you've never tried it before, you will pick this up so easily. And the kind of things that you can create, you're just getting a snapshot from Jan, I think, over this, we've only got 15 minutes left. But as you've seen, home decor pieces, phenomenal. Gift ideas, amazing. For cards, brilliant. Loads of you have been talking about using these for scrapbooking projects. Just amazing. I'm really, really enthusiastic about this collection. 30% of the launch stock has gone, and I tell you what, the great thing about this is that I don't think there's anything else like it currently. You've got obviously your normal sort of everyday flowers, which are just great and which are fine. But if you're wanting something a little bit different, this succulent collection brings it to you in spades. You've got all of those quilling dies, you've got all of the embossing folders, you've got all of the extra dies to be able to create all of these amazing cards. And then of course, well, the world is your oyster here, really, isn't it? The world is your oyster. Whatever you think, just go and give it a go. These are my favourite sort of things, though. The little jars being used, the little pots being used. This little collection here in the tin, phenomenal. And you can use obviously bits and pieces that you've got around the home to create. What I will say to you is, go for the main collection. That's all of you are doing. 30% of the stock has gone. The paper pad is a must-have. You've got to add this. We've only got 30% of the stock left. 70% of the stock has gone. You've got to get this now. Add this into your basket a couple of times, 3 times maybe if you can, so that you've got plenty of these papers to be working with. As we've heard, you can use those dies with other papers, with other bits and pieces, but this really is great because you've got all of the colour for the different succulents and the gradation of colour to make sure that these look brilliant straight away. $5.99, $7.95, that will go. 70% of the stock has gone. Loads of you have got this in your basket. I think you were mesmerised by my quilling skills. So Jan nearly spat her water out then. Let's give you some time to check out your baskets. This is your time right now, okay? You're not going to miss anything. Jan's not going to be doing any more demos during this point, so we're going to give you 2 minutes now where you can check out your baskets. You won't miss anything, and then we'll come back. We will find out the demo of the show. We'll crown the winner of our National Craft Month prize today, and of course we will see more demos with Jan. So 2 minutes, check out your baskets. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Club Inspire, our free loyalty club. As a member of the club, you can save up to 20% every time you shop with us. For every £1 you spend, whether it's in one of our stores or on our website, you'll collect 1 loyalty point. The more points you have, the more benefits you'll receive. As a welcome present, we'll give you 20% discount with your very first order. Once you place your first order, you'll be given 250 points straight away, making you a bronze member. This will mean that you'll receive a 5% discount on all of your purchases until the end of the next calendar year, plus priority postage. 500 points takes you up to silver membership, where you'll get 10% discount plus free shipping when you spend over £20. When you get to 750 points, you'll become a gold member, which gets you a whopping 15% discount on every order, and we'll ship them to you completely free, no matter how big or small they are. Spend over £25 and we'll send them to you via our premium next day delivery courier service. When you reach 1,500 points, you'll become a platinum member, giving you the same shipping benefits as a gold member, but with the added bonus of a massive 20% discount on all of your purchases. Now on top of that, you'll receive exclusive discounts, sneak peeks of brand new products, special offers and money saving vouchers. You'll have access to an exclusive secret Facebook group to meet like-minded friends, to find out information first and to be inspired by all the crafty makes. Become a member of our club today.
Over 30% of the stock has now gone. It is flying out of the door. I mean, I think it is probably mainly due to my quilling. That's all I can put it down to. No, come on, seriously, what a collection. The demos from Jan, unbelievable. Dieta saying, so fun, Jan. Great job, Ben. Well done, Ben, says Marianne. Stunning card, Jan. The last card was amazing. Sue just saying, wow, another awesome card, Jan. Loving them all. Leela saying, they look like real flowers. That adds a special touch. They do look like real succulents. Do. It's the true to life nature of these, which is why they're selling, because they just look so real. I am, this close to them right now. You're obviously looking at them, down the camera lens there, and if you're thinking from that distance, oh yeah, they look great, but I bet when you get close up, they don't look so good. Honestly, I'm stood right next to them. They look so true to life. It's frightening. Patricia just saying, great demos, Jan. You always do a great job teaching us to craft. I love seeing the new collections. Ben, you've been a great sport. Love the pocketbook you made today. Yeah, listen, these have all been brilliant, but we've got some more demos to bring to you now. £77 or $106 if you want to go for the full collection. But let's get across to Jan, because we are rapidly running out of time.
We are, and I'm just going to do sort of a quick lineup first of all.
Yes, about that.
For the card of the show. So we're just going to do a quick 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I want to try and fit. I'm going to go rogue on the last demo.
Hello.
Tracy and I were having a little head-to-head earlier and having a think, and we're going to go rogue. So number 1 then, we started out with that beautiful embossing folder and the gilding wax.
Nice.
And we made those lovely flowers, the cacti, the succulents to go on there. All right, with the foliage. So that's number 1.
Okay.
Number 2, we used that second embossing folder and we did the cluster up at the top here. And remember, when we're doing that jade, just remember that quilling tool wants to go at an angle so that you get that height in that particular one. So that was the top tip for that one. When you're using the grass, use that bone folder just to add that little bit of a curl. So that was number 2. Number 3 was the little bride and groom plaques. So a little idea for something a bit different. Okay, and then number 4, we've just finished the one in the plant pot there. Little bit more 3D, and we've got that baby aloe in there just to show you how to do on that one.
All right, get your votes in.
So 1, 2, 3 or 4.
I don't think this one is as clear cut, and so I'll tell you which is my favourite.
So sure.
I like 3. The little bride and groom placemats. I really like those. George is saying that. Other George, what are you saying? Number 4 you like the best. Which is your favourite, Jan, being the creator?
To be honest, I don't know. I wouldn't like to have to choose one of those, to be honest, because they each bring something different. I've made sure that we've used all the dies. There's just I think there's an odd embossing folder that we've not used, but I wanted to get through all the different dies to show you the different quilling techniques. So the pinching on the maiden, sort of that bone folder technique with the grass, just making sure that you got all those different techniques in there. So I wouldn't like to choose. I really wouldn't.
Well, get your votes in and we'll announce the winner in just a second, and also we'll announce who's won all of our goodies from National Craft Month today. But let's get back to this demo where Jan's going rogue.
I am going rogue. Yes, this wasn't actually planned, so I'm going to try and get this done. So I want to cut, and this time I've just got a piece of plain textured card. So it's not from the paper pad, just to show you that you can just use normal cardstock. So again, I'm going to pop this through quickly and get it cut out. And then I've taken my Midas Gold ink pad, and I'm just going to catch the edges of that sort of burgundy cardstock with the gold, just to add a little bit of a highlight. So let's take that one out of there and get rid of the plates out of the way. I'll try and get this one. I'm just watching the clock ticking away. I can't believe another 2 hours has passed.
They've flown today, haven't they?
It feels like about a couple of hours since I got here this morning.
Honestly, it feels so recent that we were playing the game earlier on Play Your Crafts Right, but that was like 8 hours ago.
I know.
I don't know where the
it's just scary. So there we go. So this one's actually the neon breaker again. So we pop that one back, and I'm literally just going to take the ink pad direct, and again, one side, just tipping it with that gold ink, just to add a bit more effect. And then remember, when we go to the other side, we need to always flip it over. So whatever you do to one side, we're actually going to go on the other side, because when they fold together, you'll see these both at the same side.
Just to say, whilst Jan's just doing this, we're having a few gremlins once again. So if you're trying to buy the main collection, it's actually dropped off the page.
Oh no!
Off the normal page. So our guys are on it, and it should reappear again in about 15 minutes time, we're reckoning. So the show will have finished by then, but you can still shop after the show. What you can try doing, yeah, this happened the other day. If you search for the actual collection, so if you go to the website and type in the search bar, the Sharon Callis Sensational Succulents, type that in, you will hopefully be able to find it there. It's just a little gremlin at the minute, which is dropping it off the show page. So if you want to do that, you can. However, if you wait about 10-15 minutes, apologies again for this, but if you wait about that time, it will pop up again on the show page, so you can shop. And even though lots of the stock has gone, there's still enough to go around, so you don't have to panic so much today as with some of the other shows. There will be enough stock for you. So just don't worry about that, but apologies if you can't find it currently. Right, here we go.
So I'm doing exactly the same as what we've done. I'm just going to give that a good twirl and add the glue as I go along, because we're really fighting that drying out. So as I say, at home, you'll be able to take your time and actually get these going together. And as I say, try the glue, try the red line tape. There's no sort of right or wrong. See which works best for you. Okay, if you find it works better to stick these two pieces together down that band, you know, where we folded it in half, if you want to pop a little bead of glue down there and stick that together, again, it's not going to do any damage. So when you get to the end, just hold it for a second. That tacky glue just needs a couple of seconds to grab. You want to make sure that it's stuck firmly before you take it off your quilling tool. So make sure that that end is sealed there. And then again, 2 fingers, one either side of the quilling tool. I've actually got my fingers under the bottom of the piece that we've quilled. And then I'm pulling the flower and wiggling the tool at the same time just to pull it out.
Yeah.
And you've got that nice flat area to glue. So when we actually spray this one out again, and again, like I say, you can just manipulate those petals to a certain extent where you may have got any gaps, just to give them the feature that you're looking for. And the reason I was going rogue was, our Tracy managed to get hold of a little jar for me. So I've just got a little jar, glass jar with a metal handle on. Yeah. And we didn't have any pebbles, so we've actually popped a bit of tissue paper in the bottom.
Oh, okay.
And I've just got a bit of glitter. I'm just going to pop some of that in, just to give a bit of sparkle in there as well. We were trying to sort of find something that would make it look pretty. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop this inside as if we're making our own little terrarium. Okay, so I'm going to pop a little bit of hot glue underneath here again.
I think some little lights in there as well would
look
nice.
Pretty, wouldn't it? Yeah, you could pop some of that grass in there as well. In fact, I think I've got a bit of the grass left, so I might pop that in the back. So I'm going to pop that down there. I've got a little bit of the grass left that we made earlier. So again, I'm just going to sort of splay it out with my fingers so that you can get to those little fronds, and then just give them that little bit of a curl. And again, you want them all going in different directions so that it looks as natural as possible. Okay, and then again, we'll see if we can get that one in the back. And it was sort of a very quick makeshift terrarium, but we pop that one down in the back there. But just to give you an idea of something that you could actually get in the little glass. So it's not the best example
I like
there,
it though.
but you can actually see in there that it's starting to look a little bit. But I think just with a few pebbles around there, like we'd got in this one.
Yeah.
So just to add a few pebbles in there, it would just make a difference. But just to show, and again, you might want to do some decoration around the front of the glass jar. You might want to pop a little bit of the embossed strip around there. It'd be nice to do some embossing. That one that we just used on the on here with that lovely
plant pot.
What's the name of it?
Geo.
That's the one, yeah.
Trellis.
And just maybe snip that and put a band round it, bit of twine round it. I can see that coming together nicely. I've got a little bit of twine left, so again, you know, you could just pop a little bit of this. And I really am going rogue with this because it wasn't planned. But again, you know, just to pop a bit round there, just to give you sort of maybe a little embellishment on the front, just to show you that you can use things that you've got lying around in your stash. So it was going to be a card, turned out to be a little mini terrarium, but yeah, just using those gorgeous, gorgeous succulents. Really enjoy them. If you've got that collection, well done. If you haven't got yet, there's still time for us to have it.
What a show. What a show. We've got a bit of business to take care of in the last 4 minutes, but what a brilliant show. What a great collection. And as Diane Cuppers just said, Sharon Callis has done it again. A great collection to have. I love all of her collections. Just to let you know, once again, you can still buy the collection. We're over 30% of the stock gone. If you can't find it, there's a few gremlins on the website that it's not showing on the show page. However, if you search for the Sharon Callis Sensational Succulents collection in the search bar, you will be able to see it there. If you can't do that or you want to wait, our guys have fixed the problem, but it's just taking the page a little bit of time to refresh. So we reckon by about 9:05, it will be back there on the show page and you'll be able to buy it. There's stock available for you, and you will be able to buy after the show, of course, as well. Those papers are still available for you. They are definitely worth popping into your basket with your main collection. So 77 or 106 is your main collection. The Petal Perfection papers, last time we checked, about 70% of the stock have gone. More of that will have gone by now. $5.99 or $7.95 individually. So make sure you grab those whilst you can. What a brilliant show. What a brilliant craft house. What an amazing collection. Let's wrap up, first of all, the demo of the show. Now, this was an interesting one. There were 4 brilliant cards, 4 brilliant projects, and there wasn't one sort of massive sort of outright winner. It was close between 1, 3, and 4, but the overall winner is number 4.
Number 4. So that was the plant pot, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yep. So there we go. So thank you, guys. Honestly, it's been an absolute pleasure.
So that one will go up onto the Crafty Walk of Fame, and of course it will be in with a chance of winning the demo of the week tomorrow on Second Chance Sunday. I'll remind you of the show tomorrow as well in just a second, but before that I need to do something very exciting and announce the winner of our National Craft Month prize today. We're giving a prize away each and every day during this month to celebrate National Craft Month, and this is the collection that you could be winning today. Here it comes. This is the collection. Congratulations to a lady who commented during launch day on Facebook. The winner is Susan Rudin.
Oh, well done, Susan. Look at all that stash.
Congratulations. Not
Wow.
bad. Not bad for just making a comment. Susan, to claim your prize, get in touch with us on the usual prizes email address. It is prizes@crafterscompanion.com. Well done, and there'll be more chances to win tomorrow. Don't forget also, we've got that prize giveaway on our website where you can win a Gemini Pro and a rotating disc. All you need to do is just head to that page and fill in your details. One final thing just to mention, tomorrow it's an amazing lineup, and Rebecca is going to be here with you with some amazing shows. She's here on Softer Side with Bernie, and we just want to show you the show times because the clocks are going forward here in the UK this evening. So your Softer Side show tomorrow will begin at 7 a.m. Eastern Time. Then 3 till 5 is the Totally Tiffany Takeover. That is now 10 till midday Eastern Time. And then we'll be wrapping up the day with the Second Chance Sunday show, which will be here at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. So that's all of the details for tomorrow. Jan, what a weekend we've had. I've really, really enjoyed it.
Loved it, Ben. Honestly, it's been an absolute pleasure. And the chance to work with such gorgeous products, honestly, I've heard me say it plenty of times before. It's not a job. I absolutely love it. So thank you for joining us.
When do we see you here again?
Oh, now then, I'm off next week. I think it's the 10th of April that I'm back.
Okay, well, we shall look forward to that. I'm back with you across the whole Easter weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I will also be here for our UK warehouse clearance on Tuesday between 9 and 11. Looking forward to that. The lovely Rebecca is here with you tomorrow. It's going to be another brilliant day. But from Jan and me, we will see you very soon. Thanks to all the team as well, George, and Tracy. We'll see you tomorrow. Ta-da!